What is up, everybody? Jaco here today, and today it's been a heck of a long time since we last spoke, and I told y'all that I was getting back into YouTube, and then all of a sudden, I disappear. And now, let me just state, there's a reason for that. I was relocating many states away, and I didn't have the time. I moved about a little over 3 weeks ago, and my home still isn't fully completed. I have a mega long list. I mean, I moved with a long list of things that I have to do, and I tend, for some reason, not to do it. Now, I say to myself, if I have a better environment, will I be more motivated? To an extent, right? But if you want to get stuff done, you got to get stuff done. That's just the way it is. Nobody's going to do it for you. I mean, unless you hire like a secretary or something. But nobody's just going to do it for you. And I literally have to do it myself. So what I try and do is I have a giant list of things to do. I take off maybe 5 things a day, put it on a list, and my goal is to complete it. So that's what I do. So I recently moved far away from Florida, about 16 hours away from Florida. I'm not gonna I could just say I moved to Texas. I'm not gonna say which city in Texas. I know I made a video about it before, but I'm not gonna get into that. My family's privacy is important to me. My privacy, I don't really care, but my fiance is in the same line of work. But when it comes to my stepkids and my 4-month-old daughter, I don't need that in this field of work. It's not important. Obviously, when my stepkids are old enough to realize, what's going on, then I'll be happy to explain it to them, And obviously, that's not what I want for my kids, obviously, right? But at the same time, you do what you got to do. You do what you almost like born into, because I started this when I was 18. And now, obviously, I wasn't born when I was 18, but I was technically legally an adult, and I could decide, what I want to do. Not that my parents told me not to do this, but that's just what it is. So I've been so busy. My drive here was from Florida was miserable. I had my 4 dogs in my SUV with me, so you already know that was miserable. And it took me about 16 hours to... Come on, Betty. All right, never mind. It took me about 16 hours to get here. And the worst state going through was Louisiana. I hated going through Louisiana. It was awful. I mean, not just like the where I was, like on the I-10, I think it was called. Not only was it like very unpretty to see. Now, I'm not hating on the state of Louisiana, because I'm sure there's beautiful places in Louisiana. But on the I-10, if that's what it was called, whatever it's called, it was pretty ugly. And not only that, there was about 9 accidents in Louisiana, and I spent over 40% of my time in Louisiana. So that sucked, because I ended up leaving at like 4 in the morning, and my fiance left like 10 that day, because she wanted to go when it was time for the baby to go to sleep. And that's just what she did, and that's what she wanted. And personally, I woke up 2:30 in the morning before, so I was like, okay, I'm preparing myself to go to bed early, like 7, 8, and then wake up and go for the drive, because it's 15 hours. I can stay up 15 hours. It's not an issue. So I ended up not going to bed till like 10 that night, and then woke up at like 2:30, got out of the house by like 3:45. And man, that drive was a drag. And you know what? If it was just me, it would have been a lot easier. But I hooked the dogs in the back, and it smelled in here a lot of the times. Not just because it's not because they made, but it's because they were just in a confined area in the back of an SUV with the seats down. So that wasn't that great. And then every time I stopped, not only I didn't just stop at a gas station and just get gas for them, I stopped at the welcoming centers and literally went out and tried to walk each of them individually, and it was a nightmare. Not only did sometimes Bila didn't want to make, but excuse me, I cough a lot here, I don't know why. Come on. Not only did Bila want to make, Bella slipped her collar once. She also broke the hook that she was on and went after another dog, and thankfully didn't attack the other dog, because I don't know what the heck I would have done. I think she didn't attack the other dog, one, because she was in an awkward environment, and two, because the other dog never barked at her. So she just sniffed them, and then I got her. But it was a nightmare. I just feel like, honestly, I was so fed up with them and so mad, but at the same time, I realized that they're scared and they're nervous. And I'm over here, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I don't even want to eat the food that I had with me. So it was definitely long. So I moved here, and I moved to a really nice suburban area that's definitely family and kid oriented. That's what I really wanted for my stepkids. And the first week, I mean, I got here at night and I couldn't see anything and I was lost, and even the ride in the city was awful. I mean, there were street racers and all this other stuff. So I get here and I literally have no clue where I am. It's dark. I get into my home, which I thought was very, beautiful, but I was overwhelmed. And it took me at least a week to like really settle. And not only that, our pod didn't come until 5 days after we moved. So we were here without majority of our things. So even that night, we had to go out to like Super Walmart and buy $1,000 worth, not like 1,000, but a lot of money worth of stuff just to make up for the stuff we don't have or the stuff we threw out. So it was definitely a crazy experience. And I also felt bad for my fiance, because she had our 2 stepkids and our 3-month-old baby at the time in the back of her car. And there was a time she had to breastfeed her on the side of the road on the highway, and it's very, very dangerous. I mean, there's a player who just went on the highway. This guy like literally almost just went in front of me. Went on the highway, a Steelers player in Florida, walked on the highway and got hit by a dump truck. I don't know why he was walking on the highway, rest his soul, rest in peace his soul, but it's just very dangerous in general. So I'm almost home, but I just wanted to update you guys with what was going on with me and my life. And I have my office / game room set up now, so I should be going back to work very soon, meaning on camera. So I should definitely be getting that. I also have my light and my tripod, so I will be trying to make YouTube videos more regularly. If you have any questions about anything, you can always feel free to comment below. It's funny, I've been here 3 weeks. Come Saturday, was last Saturday. Today's Tuesday. And I'm still using my GPS to get around to some locations. But, I know how to get to the LA Fitness. I know how to get to the Walmart. I know how to get to the HEB. I know how to get to, my kids' schools, the clubhouse, and stuff like that. But it's one thing I don't like is that my neighborhood's so huge that it takes about almost 3 miles to get to the LA Fitness, but it's not 3 miles to the LA Fitness. It's 3 miles just to get out of the neighborhood. And the neighborhood speed is 35 miles an hour, and they don't joke. Like the cops here, they don't joke. So you go 40, they'll pull you over. So I literally drive like 35, 36, 37, and obviously it's a lot slower than going 50, 55, 60, 65-ish. So you gotta obey the rules. Another thing I have to get used to is having a back neighbor. I don't really care for it. That's one thing that I don't really care for, because not only do you have 2 side neighbors, you have a back neighbor. My back of my house lines up to 3 houses. I don't know why. Maybe their yards are smaller, but it's really weird. So, but I've been doing so many things with, you know, my stepkids. I took them fishing multiple times. We play tennis. We play basketball. We go to the parks. We have a park just like 5 doors down. So I'm definitely gonna make a video about the pros and cons about moving here, and go from there, because I don't want to run this too long, and then I don't want this to be all about just the good things and the bad things. So I'm actually getting home right now. I'll actually show you. It's really nice. So over here you're gonna see the park. Let me do wide. Oh no, it's fine right there. So this is the park, and like my house is like literally a block away from this park. Oh no, these people are turning. I'll show you more of it. Just go this way and then turn. So that's our park, which is really nice, but they need more swings for sure. So that's that. I'm not gonna get into my house, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope everybody's good and healthy. I'm trying to get used to the air and everything. So when I do this pro and cons, I gotta like literally write these down and not just play it by ear, because there's definitely a lot of things that I have to write down. So hope you guys all enjoy. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to continuously follow me and my journey and my family's journey. Why does my camera look so weird? I don't know. Alrighty guys, God bless, take care.